Hey everyone! Today, we're gonna dig into the simple but super powerful math that's behind, well, pretty much everything you buy and sell. We're talking about the fundamentals of profit and loss. So let's just dive right in. You've totally been there, right? Maybe you sold an old video game or something, you get that cash in your hand, and you feel like, yes, I made money. But did you really? When you think about what you paid for it in the first place, did you actually come out ahead? That's the big question we're going to answer today. So, to figure this all out, it really just comes down to two key numbers. That's it. These are the absolute building blocks for any sale you can think of, whether it's a tiny lemonade stand or a giant company. Okay, so on one side you have the cost price, which we'll just call CP. That's simple. It's what you pay for something. And on the other side, you've got the selling price, or SP, and that's what you get when you sell it. You buy at the CP, you sell at the SP. That's the entire foundation. All right, now for the fun part. Let's talk about why anyone gets into business in the first place. Making a profit. This is that awesome feeling when you know all your effort actually paid off. The rule for making a profit, or NAFO, as you see it written here in Gujarati, is just so simple. You only make a profit when your selling price is higher than your cost price. That's it. You have to sell it for more than you paid for it. And the formula? Just as easy. Your profit is simply your selling price minus your cost price. That little bit of money left over, the difference between what you got and what you spent, that's your gain. Let's make this real. Imagine you buy a pen for 20 rupees. That's your CP. Then you turn around and sell it for 25 rupees. That's your SP. You just take 25, subtract 20, and there it is, a 5 rupee profit. So simple, so satisfying. But, not every deal is a home run. Sometimes things just don't go according to plan, and we have to be able to figure out what happens when a sale goes, well, the other way. A loss, or noksan, is basically the mirror image of a profit. This happens when you have to sell something for less than you paid for it, so your selling price ends up being lower than your original cost price. Now, I want you to look really closely at the formula here. See that? It's flipped. For a loss, we calculate it by taking the cost price and subtracting the selling price. We switch the order so we still get a positive number that tells us exactly how much we lost on the deal. For instance, say you buy a book for 50 rupees. That's your CP. But maybe nobody wants it, so you have to sell it for just 40 rupees, which is your SP. You take your cost price, 50, subtract the selling price, 40, and you're left with a 10 rupee loss. Okay, so knowing you made 5 rupees is good, and knowing you lost 10 is also good to know. But to really understand how good or bad a sale was, we need to start thinking in percentages. This is how you can compare making a profit on a 10 rupee pen to making a profit on a $10,000 phone. The formula for your profit percentage is the profit amount you made divided by the cost price, and then you multiply that whole thing by 100. Now, pay really close attention to what we're dividing by. The cost price. We're going to come back to why that's so important. So let's say you buy something for 100 and sell it for 120. Your profit is 20, right? To get that percentage, you take the 20 rupee profit and divide it by the 100 rupee cost price. That's 0.2. Multiply by 100 and you get a nice clean 20% profit. And guess what? For loss percentage, it's the exact same logic. You take your loss amount, you divide it by that all-important cost price, and then multiply by 100. It's always about comparing the outcome back to what you started with. Let's try it. You buy an item for 200, but you can only get 160 for it when you sell it. That's a 40 rupee loss. So we take that 40, we divide it by the original cost of 200, which gives us 0.2. Multiply by 100, and we see that it was a 20% loss. Okay, everybody lean in for this next part. Let's talk about the one rule that ties all of this together. Seriously, if you remember just one thing from our chat today, make it this. It's the key, and it'll save you from the #1 mistake people make. And here it is, the golden rule. Your profit, or your loss percentage, is always calculated based on the cost price. The CP is your anchor. It's your starting line. Everything, and I mean everything, is measured against what you originally paid. So let's be crystal clear. When you're finding that percentage, you are always going to divide by the cost price. People so often make the mistake of dividing by the selling price instead. Don't do it. Your baseline is what it cost you to begin with. All right, theory's done. You've got the concepts, you've got the golden rule. So how about we put it to the test? Let's do a couple of quick questions and make sure this is all making sense.
Okay, first one up. Your cost price is 80 and your selling price is 100. What is the profit percentage? So first, figure out the profit in rupees. And then, remember that golden rule. Go on, take a second. Did you get it? The profit is 20 rupees, right? 100 minus 80. Then you take that 20 and divide it by the cost price of 80, which is 0.25, multiply by 100, and the answer is 25%. Awesome! Okay, let's try one more, this time as a little story. A toy is bought for 60 rupees, and then it's sold for 75. What's the profit percentage? Think it through. What's the actual profit, and what do you divide it by?
And the answer is 25% again. The profit is 15 rupees. You divide that 15 by the cost price of 60, and you get 0.25 or 25%. You see, mastering this one simple idea, always anchoring your calculations to the original cost price, is the real key. It's what takes you from just counting the cash in your hand to truly understanding the success of any investment, big or small. And that's the real difference between knowing what you made and understanding how well you did.